Hello, this is Uwe Mester. I'm a Feldenkrais practitioner from Vermont, and I helped to develop the QOR360. We get many emails from people who want to find out what is the most optimal place to sit on this chair. How can we get the most use out of it? So this video will show you how to best to approach the chair, how to use it, that you can get the most out of it. So one question that comes up very frequently is, what is the right height? So the height of this chair can be adjusted on the side, and we want to make sure that the height of the seat top is higher than the top of my kneecap. And I can sense my kneecap. If I use my hands, I can sense the top of my kneecap. So when I stand next to it, the top of the seat should be slightly higher. The reason for that is that we want to have like a sitting position where our hips are slightly higher than our knees. And we want to make sure that we have our feet in a position that provides us with support. So they're about hip-width apart, the feet. And you begin to slowly lower yourself, and you can use your hands to give you a little guidance of where the top of the seat is. You begin to sit down, and you begin to adjust a little bit like your feet, that it feels safe, that it feels reliable to sit. Now you can use that handle on that side to adjust the height that works best for you. So you can see you can either bring it up, you can bring it down. The recommended height from our point of view is like to have the hips higher than the knees. So it is not a 90-90, but that the hips are slightly higher than the knees. So you sit on the chair, and most people find it very exciting actually to sit on the chair because it gives them a very new sensation of themselves. This chair is dynamic. It can move, and it can move in any direction with ease. So the first thing what most people explore is like they can put you will feel safe enough to put your hands maybe on your thighs, and that you can begin to tilt a little bit from side to side. And as you do that, you can pay attention to yourself, what that does to your posture. When you tilt a little bit to the left, when you tilt a little bit to the right, you can also begin to tilt forwards and backwards. So you will sense that when I move here from my pelvis, that it affects not only my pelvis, but it affects my whole self. Like it affects the way how I sit, it affects how the legs can support me, the distribution of weight over the feet, and I can find to play around a little bit, like to find the most optimal position for myself. So what is the most optimal place? When I look here, sometimes people think because there's a slight backrest here that it would be the most appropriate to sit all the way back onto this. But notice when you do that, what it does to my posture. I can do that for a short time, but I will begin to round myself and to shorten myself as I sit. While if I do the opposite, if I'm sitting way too much in the front, you will see I will begin to arch my lower back, and my whole posture is affected, that my chest tends to tilt slightly backwards. So we want to find the place in the center, in the middle, between neither being too much rounded or too much arched. So you will have to experiment for yourself a little bit with finding the most optimal sitting position that you feel you're neither rounded or extended like that. And your whole trunk gives you the feedback of what is actually happening as you sit on this chair. To find balance, that is always finding the relationship between stability and instability. This is something that this chair really promotes, to find that most optimal place for my balance so that I'm aligned and that my skeleton can support me. Because if my skeleton supports me, then the muscles are free to move. So what would be the most optimal place for sitting on this chair? The first thing is that we want to become aware of where our sits bones are, and this will be covered in an additional video actually. Let's assume you know where your sits bones are and you can feel them. You want to make sure that you find that place where they are neither tilted backwards or extended or bent all the way to the side. You can do that for a short time, no problem, but staying like that for an extended period of time is not good for your posture. So you want to find this place of where is it that I could move in any direction with ease, with comfort, so that I'm neither totally rounded and neither fully extended. And the chair gives me all that feedback. Yeah? If I'm all the way to one side, I will feel it stops to move. Yeah? And I will feel like this is maybe not the most optimal place for me to be for an extended period of time. So you want to find that position for yourself. And once you found it, you will also see how well aligned you are, how your head is free, and how your arms are free now for all kinds of tasks that you want to produce. So once you found the most optimal place to sit, you will also feel, and that is the feedback that we're getting from hundreds of people, is that it's really fun to sit in a chair like that. That it's exciting. It's a new form of sitting. And we would recommend to do it for maybe 15-20 minutes at the first day and not overdo it. So start slowly and then slowly increase the time that you can sit on the chair as long as this is comfortable for you. Now, when you get up, you may even feel a slight shift in the way when you stand, and when you pay attention to the way how you stand, you may notice that this chair has also affected your posture in a standing position, which is very exciting for most people because most people want to improve their posture. So I hope that the video is helpful for you to find the most optimal place to sit on the QOR360. If you have any questions, please send us an email.